for example, regarding their English, their levels of English. The first thing that they are dealing with script, with lines, and they need to act them, and they need to deliver those lines in the best way they could. So they need to focus on their pronunciation, they need to focus on their intonation too, a lot of things regarding their English, so they can deliver the message of the play very clearly to their audience. And this is, like, I would say this is the first thing. Also regarding their English, they're involving the students in meetings, like we were doing like meetings for 2 weeks, like each day, involving them in those meetings with other children and with other teachers, all of us speaking English in those meetings. I think this is a great experience for them to use the language in a real context with people from different countries. It's not like I would say a metaphorical context or virtual context, but this is a real context to talk with children, with peers of age similar to their age. So this was also another wonderful thing for them. And they have learned a lot of things to regarding their dialogues, regarding their conversation and their speaking too. And I would say, like, absolutely, their communication skills have developed a lot regarding this experience. And they were making friends from another countries, and they were so happy and so excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I mean, we kind of sometimes insist on students using English in the class.
Yeah.
Like we might insist on them using English in their classes in Gaza and their normal classes.
Yeah.
But here, they actually have to use English, don't they?
Yes.
There's no other way of them communicating and no other way of making the play if they can't talk in English. And so I think it's a very rich learning environment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right, because they need to communicate with their peers, and they have no other language to that could be understood and could be intelligible for them. So using English is their best means and of communication.
Yeah. What about kind of cultural aspects to it? Was there any kind of cultural learning that was happening in the play?
Yeah, like it's not regarding the play itself, but it's regarding what is happening with each student in his or her own country. Like, for example, my girls had a chance to know more about the about Christmas and about New Year's Eve celebrations, and because the students have to not come to and not attend some of the meetings. So they were saying that they are celebrating Christmas and they're celebrating the New Year's Eve. And my students were curious kind of to know about these celebrations and to talk about them. And there was this kind of dialogues about them.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you might get that in a course book. You know, you might have something about Christmas or about different festivals around the world, but to actually really talk to somebody in that context who's experiencing those festivals must be completely different and much richer.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that's correct.
Can you just tell us a little bit about the technical side of this? I mean, some people have seen this play and they've thought, everyone's made a video and then they've put it together somehow. But it wasn't done like that. It was made live with everybody. So, I mean, wasn't that a nightmare to do that? Or how did that?
I wouldn't say that it was a nightmare. It was a very beautiful dream, I would say.
Mm.
And each, I don't want to make this look very fancy and very beautiful, but it really was, you know. And to talk about it like technically, we were meeting like very successive meetings on Zoom
Mm.
and doing a lot of rehearsals on Zoom too. And we were focusing on the students and how they could deal with the camera very well, because this is their, you know, window to the world and to the audience there. So if they are dealing with a camera in a good and lovely and very expressive way, their message is going to be delivered clearly. So we were focusing on how they deal with the camera and on how the characters should move, on how the characters, when they should appear, when they should turn their video on, when
Mm.
they should turn it off, in synchronization to what is happening actually in the play. Like some scenes, there's no grandpa there. So why the grandpa needs to have the video on all the scenes?
Yeah,
So they just could turn the video off
yeah,
and leave the stage, I would say, to the other characters, for
yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Yes. And maybe some people when they've watched it like notice some technical things of passing things like
Mm.
through the camera, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah. And sometimes one of the characters, I just want to say this, for example, and I want to say that this boy just came with that out of his own mind. We didn't tell him to do it. He was there alone and he was supposed to talk to two characters, and he was doing like that, Naya, Dina, and he was like he's talking to people there, and he was looking to the right and looking to the left.
Uh-huh.
So even the children who were involved in this experience, they have developed their I would say their thoughts and their ideas about remote theater or how to deliver a play remotely through the camera.
Brilliant.
They were kind of experts at the end of this
Yeah,
experience.
fantastic. Great. And you said, I mean, do you think that they formed kind of lasting friendships through this? I mean, do you think they'll stay in touch?
Well, they really would love to. And for example, for us, for the teachers, because we keep on doing some kind of sessions to join the students together, so they would meet again, and they were also meeting in the live shows together. So I think this kind of a friendship would last.
Brilliant. Wow. It's a wonderful play, and I hope you get another opportunity to perform it somewhere, well, lots of other opportunities to perform it. And I hope as well that this is the beginning of a kind of continued collaboration between your school and your students and their schools and their students, and that you carry on making this brilliant lockdown remote theatre together.
Yeah.
Seems to me like a very, very rich learning experience and a very rich personal development experience as well. So
Yeah. Indeed,
thank
yeah,
you for that.
that's correct.